Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to tell you about a historical novel called La Perricholi, Queen of Lima by Peruvian writer Alonso Cueto. Born in 1954, Mr. Cueto studied literature at the Pontifical Catholic University of Peru and also studied at the University of Texas, where he got a PhD. During his career, he has written 14 novels, some of them awarded, and he's also a member of the Peruvian Academy of Language. This novel was published by Literatura Random House, imprint belonging to Penguin Random House, the famous American publishing company, in April last year, in 444 pages, 12 chapters, and an epilogue. The historical novel deals with the life of one of the most famous and controversial women in 18th century Peru, Micaela Villegas, alias La Perricholi, theater actress, businesswoman, and mistress of Manuel de Amat y Junyent, Viceroy of Peru between 1761 and 1776. Mr. Cueto states that he has had an interest in her ever since, as a schoolboy, he went to an old house in Rimac on the right banks of the river of the same name, where supposedly La Perricholi lived. He said he did not intend to understand or interpret her, but to follow her, to breathe through her. Really poetic as it sounds. Joseph Villegas was married to Teresa Hurtado de Mendoza. He was an illegitimate son, and she, though related to aristocrats, was not rich at all. Meanwhile, Lima was prepared to welcome the new viceroy, Amat. The city, after the terrible earthquake of 1746, was not the wealthy place that stunned everyone, but was still a grand city. He and Micaela saw the viceroy saw them as well. That was the very first moment, but not relevant at all. Mr. Villegas was never to be considered a member of the privileged, and he died like this, unhappy and poor, never achieving a change of position for him and his family. Micaela received an education totally uncommon for girls at that time, learning to read and write, playing the guitar and the harp, and dancing. Once her beloved father died, she decided to look for work at the Comedy Coliseum, where she met Bartolomé Massa, one of the men of her life. He was the owner of that place. He soon fell in love with her, but she knew they were not meant to have a relationship. Manuel de Amante Junient, the most powerful man in Spanish South America, fell in love with her. Theirs was a love story like no other one, a real scandal in a city that allowed romances this way privately, never publicly. He called her Petite Jol, something like little treasure in Catalan, but because limeños are limeños, that was transformed into Perricholi, which means something like half-caste bitch. They had a baby boy, Manuelito, but one day he was supposed to return to Spain. Getting married? That was impossible, and both of them were aware of that. However, if he controlled Lima and she controlled him, wasn't she the Queen of Lima, as the title of this novel states? The third man in her life was Martín de Armendáriz de Navarra, a colonel. A long-lasting love? Not at all, since Armendáriz escaped after she told him she was with child, a coward to say the least. Fermín Echarri, a Spanish from Navarre, the man with whom she spent the rest of her life, a quiet, stable life. He dared to do what the others didn't, love her as she was, with the reputation she had. Among the many, many aspects mentioned in this tremendous novel, I can mention the following. Her mestiza condition. Really, she is depicted as a dark-skinned woman, yet, based on her origin, I can hardly imagine her like that but a Creole woman. The Christian piety she showed, something ignored by many. Her enterprising spirit, unfairly forgotten or minimized, as if she just had been the whore of the viceroy. She worked ever since she was a teenager, as an actress, then what we might call a theater entrepreneur nowadays, not to mention her windmill, which generated profit for her and allowed her to have a comfortable life, at least financially speaking. A full description of Lima, with its splendor and miseries, a land where flattery, revenge, and lie were common, the neighborhood of Rimac, the rich limeños going by buggy, the celebration in the Pampa of Amancais, the vendors in the plaza, the main square, the desserts, dishes, and variety of fabrics with which limeños and limeñas made their clothes. Romantic? A romantic vision of the city? Yeah, but not so much as the terrible odor of the acequias or ditches appears, as well as manure. The mixed feelings she had towards the aristocracy. She says, "Yes, there you, all of you are, so beautiful, genuine, noble women. I detest you, as I have never detested any group. I hate you all, yet I want to be like you. I hate you and I admire. You will learn soon, distinguished full-blooded Liminian ladies." One of the most powerful oaths I have ever read. Mutual feelings, I must say, for she was both admired and despised, insulted and loved. So, in the month of the anniversary of Lima, on the 18th of January, I consider that reading this novel might be amusing and enlightening about a woman who was a complex character, never a two-dimensional one. Bye bye.